All right. Okay, that seems to be working. Which is good. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the party. How are we all doing this evening? And good lord, the live event thing on YouTube is ugly. So I think I have to actually look on the frickin' page to see my chat. But okay, sure. But well, okay, just let me know if you guys can hear and see me alright. And we can get down to the business. I'm going to give it like 5 minutes maybe for a few more people to show up, and then we can have a proper discussion about all of this. I don't know if I should have music in the background or not. I wanted this to be kind of a chilled thing. What is there to talk about the Brony community? Really, I wanted this event thing to be specifically for talking about any questions that anyone has, and if yeah, just how because I know it's been a long time, and people usually have questions. The main question being obviously why, and I'm going to go into that. So yeah, be chill. I'm trying. I'm a nervous guy. I'm nervous. I'm a nervous dude. I might be having a guest join me later to ease my nerves a little bit. How long is it? Well, it will be shorter than Brony Community Part 5. But not crazy short. So maybe a little over 10 minutes. Seems about right. Smoke some weed. Tweet the stream. Then I have to go on Twitter, and then I see all the political stuff. Fine. Okay. I'm streaming. Well, what am I saying? Chatting live about Brony Community and other bullshit. There we go. Questions. That seems a bit like digging a hole in on a thin cliff. We like a well-written show that is by and large made clever and acknowledges fans. What's there to ask? That's a good question. I guess I'm a little nervous about releasing it because it's a defined ending to the series, and I wanted to be a bit more transparent and honest going into this episode rather than. I mean, the teaser was a surprise, but I want the actual thing. I want people to understand why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it, because it's. I just don't want people to get their hopes up too much, which is why I'm partially why I'm doing this. Okay, there's lots of people talking, so I'm just gonna have a look. Yeah. I love you, Alex. You make great videos. Thank you very much. You'll be okay. Anything is possible. Just believe or use enthusiasm or sarcasm. How will be there? I'm guessing how many will be there, as in how many will be in the cartoon, and I don't actually have a number. It's been very fun making this cartoon because I've put myself in the position where I've essentially locked myself to a time limit, and I'm kind of pushing hard to make as many skits as possible based on ideas that I've already written. And I'm doing everything this time. This is while Brony Community 5. The thing I'm going to go into is the Brony Community 5 was a big collaborative thing, somewhat, and Brony Community 6 is going to be bringing it back to me. And so I've done pretty much all the writing. I've had a little bit of help, but pretty much all the writing. I'm doing all the animating. I'm doing all the backgrounds, all the audio. So yeah, that's just a little. I don't want people to go into Brony Community 6 thinking that it's going to be as, like big and grandiose as Brony Community 5. So I want people to see the whole picture of the whole series and not just focus on one of the parts. Okay. Isn't it nighttime where you're at? No, it's like 8:30. Okay, we got some good questions here. Are there any black people in Brony Community 6? Come on, man. Don't do this to me. You'll make me sound bad. Yeah, I could put a link to the teaser actually in the description. Here's a question from Jack, my good friend Jack. Which episode of the Brony Community do you think is your personal favorite when you look back at it? I think my personal favorite is the second one, simply because of the fact that it gave me a platform to talk to so many people. And I remember releasing Brony Community 2, and that same night getting a Tumblr message from Mike the Microphone. I don't know if he's watching. He still follows my stuff, but probably not watching. But I got a Tumblr message from him being like, "Dude, add me on Skype and stuff." And we talked about stuff after that. And I got pulled into a Skype call with Mike and the Living Tombstone, and that started a long friendship and business relationship. And it's something that I never want to take for granted. It's just, it was such a weird day. So yeah, and I think that it's the one I can go back and watch as well, I guess. I like how Part 5 came out, but I think I would do things a lot differently. I would not make it 17 minutes long. That's for sure. Okay, I'll probably come back to that question later. Let's see. Oh god, I missed a ton of questions. Apologies. It's going to take a little while for me to catch up. I'm so sorry. It's just me at the moment. What will you do after you release the video? Like any planned projects that are non-pony related? Yes. So you might have seen my chase scene that I made for uni. That was one of the things I was working on this year. In terms of non-pony parody stuff, I'm working on a Hello Kitty cartoon with Jinx Animated, who is a good friend of mine and we work very well together. But obviously we've both had university and it's been hard to do it. So that's going to be a summer project for us. Other than that, I've written a few more non-pony parody cartoons. But the most exciting thing is that I'm going to be doing something very similar to the Brony Community not long after I release Part 6. And I'm not saying that it is like fandom related even. It is what I've always wanted to make, which is a cartoon skit show, and I'm so excited to do it. And part of the reason I wanted to do Part 6 was to have somewhat of closure to that series, but still give myself that format to play with, because I think I can do some pretty cool stuff with it. Oh, this is a cartoon series. How silly am I? I guess you didn't know. Sorry, I'm still catching up. Beep up, bop, 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 bop. Will there be a box set like DVDs? Yeah, I'll have each episode on a different DVD. Just kidding. Just kidding. Are you going to be in Brony Community 6, as in myself? Yeah, as I'm in pretty much every episode, but more literally, am I going to be one of the people featured in it? Yes, in a way. what I'll say is it ties back to the first episode, and I'm trying to make it kind of come full circle, and that's as much as I can say right now. Excuse me. Okay, lots and lots of comments. Holy shit! I'm sorry. How long have you been in the Brony community? I've been a Brony since April of 2012. And if you've been following me on Twitter, and you might have been seeing my Brony nostalgia playlist, that playlist is a YouTube playlist with a bunch of videos that I kind of watched during my early days in the fandom. And the whole Brony Community series is a celebration of that portion, like the 2012-2013 era, which I feel like I was kind of tagged on to the end of. Like I was kind of in the last last section of that saga in life or whatever, where the Brony thing was still a huge thing. I mean, it's still a huge thing, but people kind of have different opinions now. But yeah, the whole series is kind of meant to be about that, in a way, and how I'm living in this part of my life. Anyway, there's so many questions, so I gotta keep going through. Jack says he's biased, but number one is favorite. Thank you very much. I can't go back and watch it because of cringe, but I appreciate that a lot. Brace Smarts, can you say Bloody Mary 3 times in the bathroom mirror? Nope. Do you listen to Brony music? Many people don't anymore. It sucks because there are many good artists that are Bronies. Yes, I do still listen to Brony music, and the Brony nostalgia playlist was actually partially for me to be able to go back and listen to Brony music easily. You know, just my favorite stuff. And I'm friends with a lot of people who did make Brony music and who are making Brony music, and I still really, really like. I really feel inspired by Brony music. I make music myself, and I don't make Brony music, but I have sampled My Little Pony more than once in a song which hasn't come out yet. So excuse me. So I just love the tone of the vocals and the way that the instrumentation is put together in Brony music. Did you ever see the Brony community being as big as it is? I loved all of it so far. No, absolutely not. The first episode is kind of like poking fun at the idea of, oh, if I go in and you know make fun of these people, then they'll notice it, and yeah, it was but I was only expecting maybe like 100, 200 views, because I was getting pretty much that 300 views at the most maybe on my cartoons before that. And then in 2012 I went a whole year of I made a video every day in 2012, and every day that video would get about 100 views, and that was my benchmark for the next. You know, I wanted in 2013 I wanted to break that, and yeah, I certainly did. And yes, yeah. Do people still make Brony music? Yes, they do. How many horses were harmed in the making of the Brony Community series? Well, let's just say I had to rip one of their faces off. Let's have a look. Is Harmless Harry coming back? In all seriousness, I would love to make like an Armless Harry comic. I don't know why, like a comic series, because I think it lends itself to maybe a comics a little bit more. And if you don't know what if you don't know what I'm on about with Armless Harry, then that's fine. But you can go dig in the archives for that one if you want. It's weird to think this stuff started back in 2013 now. Yeah, I know, right? People talk about 2013 as this nostalgic thing, and that was partially why I made the playlist on YouTube, because I was like, this isn't nostalgic, and then I was like, oh wait, people are saying it's nostalgic. So I think that's why I want to bring it to a close as well, is to kind of, you know, I'm going to take the sub goal thing off, by the way, because I've been losing subs and it's actually kind of bringing me down. There we go. Yeah, it ties everything. I want it to kind of tie everything together and you know, have somewhat of a defined ending, because it's gone on for a while, and I'm finally inspired to make a final episode in a way. You already said that comment. Honestly, I've sort of moved away from the brony stuff overall. Yeah, I can understand that, and I go into that a little bit in part 6, talking about people who consider themselves bronies but don't watch the show anymore, or like haven't watched it in a while, don't watch it religiously, and then also the other side where people are uh fuck people call themselves bronies, but sorry, people don't call themselves bronies, but they watch the show in private and stuff like that. Still, Wooden Toaster isn't with us anymore. He's alive. Which of the Brony Community videos did you have the most fun? Probably the first one, making the first one. And then the second one was really hard because it's like making something which is a sequel. But I'm really enjoying making this new one. It's a lot of hard work, and I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself, but it's fun. Beep, So Alex, how are you doing? I'm okay. I'm a bit stressed. I've had a lot of work to do. Not just this cartoon. I've been doing freelance. So I've been making good money, but it's been very boring. Beep, All right, I think I've caught up with questions. So I guess if anyone has any more, then why is he not making music anymore? I'm pretty sure Wooden Toast is still making music. I just don't think he's putting it out. Maybe under that alias. Yeah, keep the questions coming. But I want to talk a little bit about why why specifically I'm doing this now. And I talked a bit about it earlier, but apologies if you're sitting here from the start. You're going to hear a lot of repetition because people are going to come in, come out. But I think it's important to stress, why this is important to me. So yeah, I was inspired to make part 6 maybe a couple months ago, and I've had skits written since last year. One skit in part 6 was written for Brony Community 3. That gives you an idea how long I've been waiting for that one to happen. But it didn't feel right, and it didn't feel right, and now I'm finally like, oh, I can do it. And so I talked a little bit earlier about the fact that I'm going from lots of people contributing ideas to just myself, and this isn't meant to be some sort of diss, or I'm not trying to have a go. I don't not like working collaborative, but the thing that made Brony Community special to me from the start was the fact that I was doing it myself as this sort of let's see if this works sort of thing. That was the attitude I went into the first one, and I'd gone from doing a collaborative project, Everybody Hates Ponies, so it was a change for me. And I was like, okay, if I want to do this one more time, then I think it's a good idea to go into it with a similar attitude to the first one. I'm going to be doing, like I said before, I am doing all the animating and editing and ideas. They're all me, and that's not meant to be some sort of gloating thing. That's meant to be just a point to make that if it doesn't seem as good, it's probably because it's just me. And sometimes, I mean, I had a hand in every skit that's been written for every Brony Community, but people will obviously offer better ideas than what I have, and I have used them in the past in Brony Community episodes. And so if this if this feels like it's something missing, like some sort of better punchline, then that's why. So it's all me, and yeah, I guess the main thing was that no one was really asking for it, for the most part. When I was making Brony Community, when I put out 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, people were asking for the next part. I was getting it constantly, and it was nice to have that support. but it also, after a while, made me feel like I wasn't doing it for myself. And nowadays, views are down, because obviously I'm not making as many videos because I have other obligations, and also whenever I make a video, it takes like twice as long as the previous one to make because of the the step up and the skill increase, I guess, and just ambition. But yeah, no, not really many people asking for a new one, and so I felt it was the perfect opportunity to make one for myself again. And that's not meant to be selfish, because obviously I'm sharing it with the internet and everyone's gonna watch it. You guys are probably gonna watch it. I hope you watch it. But as with the first episode, the intention is for me to satisfy this idea I have, on my terms, with my own rules, I guess, and have it exist, and I'm feeling good about it. So that's the main thing. So I'm gonna skim through a few more comments here because I kind of let it sit, and then I'm gonna skip through it. Give me a sec to scrub through some stuff. You seriously deserve more subscribers. Thank you very much. I get that sometimes, and I don't know if I deserve it, but I definitely have been obsessed with numbers before, and I don't like being obsessed with numbers. It can take away from putting my all into a project. I think the reason I might not be as popular or have as many subscribers is that I make stuff which is very niche, and also very. I get a lot of people saying that my stuff sucks, like they don't find it funny. I don't know if it's like a British humor blended with some other influence, but yeah. But thank you. I'm missing questions quite a lot, so apologies if I do miss your question. Just send it again and I'll try it. Alex, will you be participating in the march against bronies in Baltimore? Very funny. Yeah, there's a fun thing on Twitter right now. Excited for E3? Yes, I am. I have a Nintendo Switch, which is like there. You can kind of see it, and I'm looking forward to seeing stuff about the new Mario game. Only because I'm genuinely curious how you feel about the Brony Community Part 4.5. And do you think it was a good idea to scrap it? Yes, it was a bloody good idea to scrap it. That was a stupid idea. That was my angst. That was my punk thing, which I made, and I was like, oh, I'm so edgy and I'm so hilarious, and it's a stupid idea. No one will ever see it, and if they do, then it would be the last video I ever upload. That's all I'm going to say about Brony Community Part 4.5, which is a real thing, by the way. We're not telling a joke. Could we ask you some questions about just things overall? Yeah, ask any questions. When's the next Everybody Hates? I like the Rainbow Dash guy. Of course you do, Chris. I'm going to try and get it done in summer. That's going to be a summer project as well. But I didn't answer it with the previous question about upcoming projects because it was specifically about non-pony stuff. Me and my good friend Luke No Further we're working on the script together, and we're in a place where we like it, and we've got voice actors on board as usual, and I'm going to try and do it. I'm going to try and make a proper sequel to Everybody Hates Fluttershy, but I'm going to make it how I want it. Don't worry about the quality of jokes, just cool to see your content. That's good, but I would like to improve in general. I mean, why make something you don't like or don't want to make? So it's good you're making something that you want to make instead of just please others. Yeah, that's the attitude I wanted to come into this new one with, is I am making it because I want to make it. Because a lot of people might be under the impression that I'm doing it because it will be successful, when in fact that's not the case. It's actually because I want to make it. You did the Jenny animation for Living Tombstone. Yes, I did. Yeah, that was a project that was given way too early in my career, but people still like it. So, what are your plans after the final part, Alex? I kind of went into detail a little bit there. So we got Fluttershy. Everybody Hates Fluttershy is going to happen, and then I have a bunch of other cartoons, smaller cartoons. And the skit show is the big thing. The thing I would like to see is the ponies go to the White House. I don't know if I'm in the right position to do that. Oh, my voice is a bit hoarse. How big is... I like that. If Theresa May ran a pro-Brony platform, would you have been more or less likely to vote Conservative? Oh, Christ. Out of pure wondering, what's your favorite music lately? I've seen you seem to have a good interest in it. I like my music. I have a very eclectic taste in music. I like to think. I really like hip hop. I like electronic music. I don't know what I've been listening. What have I been listening to recently? I have a ongoing few playlists I keep adding to. Right now, I'm listening to a lot of '80s pop because it's just catchy. Really into this band called The Japanese House at the moment, and a band called Laney, Lany. If you're interested in my Spotify playlist, then hit me up on Twitter or wherever, and I'll put it out. I just have a constant playlist going on. I also have other kind of chill out playlists and sad playlists, if you like. Oh god, right. Can you play Discord? Alright. Didn't take that long. Would you ever do a cartoon series that's not MLP? I talked about it before, and yes, I'd love to do an original series completely, not even I'm doing the skit show thing, but I want to do my own ideas and my own storylines and arcs, and hire some voice actors, hire some animators. That's the dream, and I have ideas, but we all know that ideas are just ideas, and we can't always make them. We need the right resources. So, we'll see. Yeah, Darth Wake. Just tweet me. Your room looks aesthetic as fuck. It's just because I got this color changing light thing here, because I wanted to be slightly on brand. Anyway, keep the questions coming. I might have another little ramble, and then let them build up. Oh, that was my back. Let me think. What could I touch on specifically? I guess I could talk specifically about Brony Community 5 and the fact that it was... I announced it way too freaking early. Publicly announced it. And I shouldn't have done that. Because... well, maybe it was the right thing to do. Who knows? It certainly built up hype, but because it was such a long gap and it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, I was under the impression, I need to add more stuff, and that would mean that I was settling. So some segments which I would want to be an animated skit, I kind of was like, okay, I don't have time to do that. I'm gonna have to make a live action thing, which is why Equestria Daily called it a semi-animation, which is understandable. There is going to be a bit of non-animated content in this new one, as per every episode. But it's not going to be crazy split. think I have a visitor in my room.
I'm a murderer.
Yes, you are. Did anyone go to the Summer Sun thing back in 2013? Nope, not 2013. Talk about how Speedcore Dave got an entire group kicked out of bug. I mean, I did it in the cartoon where, but it was funny. With, yeah, and did the voice of that thing. That was an interesting time, where essentially it is true what happened, wherein they couldn't sell the music that they'd have like for their merch table because it had explicit words in and suggestive themes, I guess. I don't know the full story because obviously I was observing a little bit. I wasn't exactly right in it, but picked up bits and pieces of the story as it went along. But yeah, Jack can probably tell maybe a little bit more about that, but it was funny. Pineapple on pizza. Yes. Yes. Fruit is okay on a pizza. And yes,
No.
that's Anna. Who would win in a fight? Chuck Norris. Okay. Next question. Let's have a look. See you later, Gothic Flame. You said you had an album coming soon. Okay, I'm guessing you're talking about the Flyover album. The Flyover album is postponed in a way. We're gonna try and do more EPs first before the album, just because we want that to be a project, not just a something of a collection. But I have a personal album under my personal alias Alex Edwin, which is pretty much done. It just needs to be mixed and mastered and stuff. And that is going to be coming out in the summer, probably. They can't see the screen. There's no use texting.
No, I was replying to you earlier saying,
okay.
Would you like some food? Could you pick up some bread? And I was I haven't actually replied to that. So yeah.
I don't eat pizza, so I don't mind. I had pizza earlier. We had pizza. It was good. Spoilers. Twilight dies in season 9, episode 20. Oh man.
They won't kill off Twilight.
I hope they do.
I won't get any more gigs.
Have you watched the Totally Legit series? Don't know what that is. What's the worst meal deal you've seen on Facebook? That's a very niche question from the meal deal group. I think the worst, objectively, is the ones which aren't actually meal deals and are just people buying like loaves of bread and fillings for sandwiches that equal up to about £3.
There's one guy posted like his expensive meal.
Oh yeah, the £9 meal deal. Christ. Most fun game on Switch, Mario Kart 8, just because I love that game and I've played a lot of it on the Wii U. And I really, as soon as I saw the idea of playing Mario Kart, any Mario Kart game on the Switch, I was like, okay, I'm buying it. And I bought it day one, and I bought Mario Kart day one, and I played that a lot. Zelda's really fun as well, but I'm not as into it. I'd recommend a Switch though. Very fun. Very fun systems. Oh, Snipper Clips though. Snipper Clips is great. We finished Snipper Clips. That was a bunch of fun. Hello, Anarchy. So we've had a bunch of questions about Brony Community, and they've been really great questions. But if you have any more then of any kind, then go for it. I thought Anna was wearing a Brainstorm branded t-shirt because of the logo in the bottom right corner. That's great.
I do have one.
Yeah, she does. She has the tank top one.
Yeah. I wear it a lot, so I'm sure I grew up.
Someone says Hail Hitler. All right, cool. Good on you.
I wore it yesterday. Well, not yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, on Wednesday when you got.
Oh yeah, I haven't talked about that. My film won an award. Thank you. Thanks.
Well done.
I might bust open one of these cookies. Would you like one?
Not yet.
Okay. Yes, you do have a brainstorm. I don't have a brainstorm shirt.
What?
You had one. What did you do with it, Chris?
Stick it up his bum.
Oh, you don't know where it went. Okay. Oh man, we got questions. So you're gonna get like cookie audio. Tell Anna I still do not believe any of the voices she sent me came from her mouth. I would like proof.
Who?
Matt.
What do you mean? What
All right,
do you
there you
mean
go.
you don't believe me?
Which
Are you crazy?
Anyway.
which Brony Community or parodied community member is your favorite? That's a good question.
You like that guy who made green and purple?
Yeah, but I think they're talking about specifically from my cartoon. But Bvids. I met Bvids for the first time last year, and my god, it was special.
He is quite a man.
He's very, very funny man and a very, very kind man. I couldn't say like honestly who's my favorite. That's because there's people who content I've enjoyed, and then there's people who I've met, and everyone I've met has been really, really really kind to me. Almost too kind, because I was kind of making fun of them. Thanks for convincing me to buy a Switch. No problem. Have you ever gotten a negative knee-jerk reaction to one of the members you parodied in the Brony Community videos? Ooh. Sorry, I'm just gonna block this guy. I'm gonna put him in a timeout. Anyway, that is a good question. Yes, I have. When I put out the first Brony Community, I'm not trying to put this guy on blast because I personally think I did the wrong thing by putting out the video with that skin. But Brony Dance Party had a very negative reaction to what I put out and wrote a very aggressive Tumblr post, which existed for maybe a few hours before it was deleted. I'm guessing that either he or one of his friends said it was probably a bad idea, but I saw it. It happens, and I had the opportunity to meet him last year, and I chickened out because I was like, I don't really watch your content and enjoy it, but I'm sure that I'd like to at least talk and be like, I'm sorry about doing that. Maybe the way I went about it was bad because I genuinely don't want to go out and offend people, and that was one of the times where I feel like I may have fucked up.
Well, maybe it's not exactly perfect.
So yeah, that was a very good question though. Is there anyone you wanted to do in Brony Community but had no idea to do it or couldn't find a good voice to suit them? Well, voices in Brony Community don't really matter. There's people with most of the characters just have my voice, just slightly lower or higher in pitch, and I kind of like that. I think it's quite fun. But is there anyone who I wanted to do that. I mean, one of them. If you would have asked me that question a year ago, then I would definitely have an answer. But with this new one, there are people who I know how to do now. That sounds really bad. But yeah. I don't want to give names away though, because I don't want to make them feel bad. Like, oh, I can't parody you. But there are. I'm sure that if I said the name though, everyone would be like, oh, you could make this joke and that joke, and then that just negates the idea of doing part 6 by myself. Okay. Why do you think the Brony community is sort of dying and going away? I just feel like the topic has sort of died. I don't think I've ever seriously said that the actual community is that. Oh, I guess you're just like stating a fact as opposed to an opinion. I don't know. I mean, trends come and go, and that happens. The rush wears off of like, oh, this is exciting and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's an interesting debate, and I'm gonna go into part 6. I'm gonna go into detail with it in part 6 a little bit. Probably kind of touch upon it as opposed to deep diving. But the idea of, are people like me who are in the Brony fandom and still consider themselves Bronies just kind of wanting to relive a period of time which isn't around anymore, or are we just celebrating something that we enjoy in general, or do we just like the idea of unity in some way? But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the movie, to be honest. I saw the poster for the movie when we did this award ceremony thing, and I was like really giddy. I was like, oh man, that was cool.
Oh, did it come up on the big screen?
No, the poster was in the hallway of the cinema.
Oh, I thought it came up like previews.
No. There was no previews. Congratulations on graduating high school. Yeah, I don't know what kind of shit Brony Dance Party pulls, but I guess I wanted to talk to him last year because I felt that enough time had passed that maybe we could just have a conversation, but I didn't have the guts. What's the toughest part of making the Brony community videos? The toughest part is believing that something's funny for an extended period of time, and this is Alex's number one thing that he hates about animating. I don't hate a lot of things about animating, but my number one thing is I have to convince myself that something's funny for a long period of time, because you're going to be working on it for a long period of time. I need to decipher from day one, is this idea funny enough and worth putting all the effort in? Because otherwise, if I'm like half sure about it, usually by like halfway into making it, I just kind of throw it away, and that's just a waste. So when time is precious, I have to be like, okay, this is funny, and I have to remember that it's funny, which is very hard. There are some skits in this new one where I've seen them a lot, and I'm feeling a bit like about it, which is never a good attitude. I mean, comedy is always at the expense of someone. Having Brony Dance Party getting ticked off you, that sucks. Yeah, I think it was just like because everyone else was fine with it. Obviously, it made me think that maybe was I too harsh. Still don't know. I kind of regret it though. I always think it's really funny when a more popular YouTuber either A, gets mad at a parody of themselves, or B, acts like a self-righteous prick about their work in general. Yeah, I can I can see that for sure. And I'm a bit like, am I a bit of a hypocrite for going at this guy who was doing the YouTube poop stuff of me? Don't know. I think the main problem, if you don't know about this, then maybe I'll go into detail with it a bit later. It's a bit of drama. But yeah, the guy who was using my personal YouTube videos, like on my personal account, videos of me in like real life videos, to make YouTube poops, kind of making me seem like a very creepy person, which I don't appreciate. You know, it's funny if it's. I don't know. It was funny. It was funny, the idea, and then he made not only one video, not only two videos, not only three videos, but at least like 4 or 5 videos of a series using personal videos, some which dated back to when I was a child, and of my friends, who I just felt so shit about that. But yeah, I had a go at him on. No, I didn't directly address him, but I made a Twitter video about him earlier in the year, even though I've known this has been going on for about a year now. But the worst of it came when he was, and I know who the guy is. I know the guy's YouTube channel. He might well be watching this, which is weird. Yeah, he was replying to a comment on my channel, a channel comment specifically, with like "go kill yourself" or something like that. But the way that, because his channel was set up to look a little bit like me, as if it was a personal account of me, that for all intents and purposes it looked, because I don't have verified accounts, it looked like I'm telling one of my fans to go kill themselves, which is a terrible thing, and I hate that. Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, I guess that you guys were talking about that as well. I did I lose track of what I was talking about?
When are you going to be hosting Saturday Night Live?
Tomorrow. God, could you imagine?
I am Alex from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't sound like that. You'd sound...
I'd host SNL if Kanye was performing. Just so I could meet Kanye.
I'd love
to. Anyway, questions, guys. Ask some questions in the chat. Style change is an interesting thing, because I definitely had that. But I think you always get better at drawing by drawing. You know, it's not going to happen just like that. You know, it's, you put the effort in and it happens, so it's bound to happen. Now that the Brony Community is ending, is another series you want to start? Yes. And I'm not going to give away the name yet, just because I really haven't settled on it. But I'm going to be doing another skit show in the same sort of style as the Brony Community, in structure and in humor, but not in content. So, or like not referencing a particular group of people or person. It's going to be a bit more general. Think of it like a stuff movie for more like 18, 19, 20-year-olds, which is what I ultimately have wanted to make for a long time. I guess younger than that as well. I'm just saying for people like me.
When are you going to make that white...
Go
when
on.
are you going to make that Mike Wazowski series?
That's when my channel really collapses. That's when I bring out the ace. I pull out the card.
And it's just Mike Wazowski like, hey!
Oh, we should get Mike out. He's at the back.
You like jazz? That's Barry.
Nice. Alright, oh god, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Ponytronic. Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday
Day to you. And have a great rest of your day. Sorry, there's a lot of comments. Played any games you'd recommend? Snipper Clips is fun. I'm thinking of games which people games which a lot of people might not have played. Snipper Clips is very fun. I'm really digging Lego City Undercover for some reason. Really like it. And my all-time favorite game, Garfield Kart. Okay. Were you surprised at how successful the Brony Community became when it first came out? Yes. I was not prepared for it, and I think it actually... I feel like my peak was a bit too soon. Thoughts on Pika Petey? He's a great guy. Yeah, I met him at BronyCon last year, and I was like, introduced myself, and he looked at my badge and he was like, "Oh, I know you." It's like, "Why don't you put me in the Brony Community?" That was like one of the first things he said to me, and so from that moment on, I made sure. And he is in Part 6. Are you giving away fidget spinners, please? I don't have fidget spinners.
There's a fidget spinner on the landing.
Is there?
Yeah, I don't know whose it is. I took a picture of it and I put it in the group because I was like,
I didn't know someone in our house had a fidget spinner. Do you know Pymations? Yep, and he's aware of me. And I'm in his Discord and stuff, and we've spoken before. He saw Rad Teacher. That was like the first video he saw of mine, and he followed me on VidMe. He found it on VidMe of all places, and I was like, I'm just happy that Rad Teacher was the first video he saw, because that video is just me. Anna knows Pymations though, more than me, because Anna does voices for lots of Pymations animations.
some pie animations.
I wonder how many times he's got people saying that. Yeah, she plays Tracer in the Amazing thing.
Celestia.
Celestia and Twilight. Do you do Twilight?
Oh yeah, I did Twilight, Cadence, and Luna in the bit where they all blow up.
Yeah, and Elements of Cringe. So yes, we're aware of them. Who's in the backdrop? It's Anna Chloe M.
No, I'm a ghost. I'm not here. I'm the woman in black.
I haven't heard Asta movie in a long time. It made me laugh a lot when I was doing it. Yeah, when I'm saying that I want to make something like Asta movie, I don't mean in humor level. Like I was saying, it's more for an older audience. I think Asta movie's kind of got the 13, 14, 15-year-old sort of demographic sorted. I want something a little bit more mature. So expect something in my style. Any thoughts on Relay gameplay? He showed up in my streams before. Have you ever worked with another animator or wanted to? Yeah, I worked with Mr. Madimation, who's in the chat as well. On I think one of the first. Yeah, it was the first time I offered help. Offered animation assistance on one of my cartoons was Everybody Hates Pinkie Pie. So yeah, he helped me with that. And yeah, since then he's been improving dramatically, and I'm very proud of him. That's the gayest thing you'll hear on this live stream. Other animators, I've worked with Jinx as well. Jinx Animated, he helped on Brony Community 5. And we're working together on the Hello Kitty cartoon. How is your son doing? He's doing well. He's sat right over there. Should I go get him? I'll go get him. Here he is. Beep, bop, 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 bop. There you go. There he is. He's doing well. He's having a time of his life. You don't have to leave him there. I was just joking.
Like a parrot.
Yeah, we recorded a new Our Son, but we still need to finish it. Okay.
Gee, I wonder who's delay.
It's fine. When MLP is finally over and everyone has dropped it off of it, do you think a fandom will ever have as much attention as the MLP fandom did? Ooh, that's a good question.
That's a very good question.
That's a debate you could have for ages. You could argue that that's already happened with things like Steven Universe.
Yeah.
But I guess in terms of a cultural phenomenon,
It's very polarizing.
yeah, I don't know if anything will be as big as the Brony fandom. That's an interesting one. Are you going to make a Rad Teacher 2 Rad Student? I want to, and it won't be Rad Student. It'll be Rad Professor. and it'll be filmed in our university. I have the idea. It's just like, do I want to make it yet? I don't know.
You just need to get a big fake beard for Will.
I do, yeah.
And
Or I want him to grow a beard out.
spectacles.
Waiting for the right time, I guess, is the simple answer. Oh boy, more questions. Because of all the insecurity regarding content creators, certain content on YouTube over the past few months, have you ever considered moving to a different platform? I put stuff up on vid.me, which a lot of people are doing. They're doing kind of the dual upload stuff, and I have been doing that. And it's been successful, sort of. Like, people have been watching the videos and rating them up. I haven't put my whole catalogue on there. But I am going to try the dual uploading, and I will do it for Brony Community Part 6 as well. Ultimately, I still like YouTube a lot, just because it's where the majority of my audience is, the majority of where my discussion happens, and it's, it's my home. I've been making videos over 10 years now, which is weird to think about. Like, I was making videos when I was, like, 9. Yeah, 9 years old, which nowadays doesn't seem that weird, but this was before like YouTube was a thing that people aspired to do and grew up with YouTubers. Would you rather eat a bowl of raw eggs or poo copper nugget? Do you guys ever plan to go to MCM London Comic Con? I've been to 3 London Comic Cons and I needed a break. But I might be interested in going to the one later in the year. It's just a little bit of a trek for me. Let's see. What's another fandom you'd like to make videos about instead of MLP? I like making videos about video games. But the problem is the video game fandom and the Brony fandom can be quite polarizing. And that's why whenever I upload anything to my YouTube channel, I lose subscribers. Because I kind of just... The whole brainstorm thing that I wanted to do was that it's just ideas. There are all ideas that I go out and make, and I'm not limiting myself. I'm not boxing myself in. But yeah. So I don't think I'm ever going to be popular. I think I'm always going to live in this sort of area where I kind of make stuff that the way I want it to be, and that I'm perfectly fine with that, to be honest. But in terms of another fandom, I like making stuff for the video game fandom because there's some fun stuff in there. Forgot about Rad Teacher. Yeah, a lot of people missed my live action stuff last year. I made a lot of videos last year though, so which was a lot different to what came before, where it was not a lot of videos, so different. Video game videos. That's a good reference. I like how X Live Rocker 16 is so into our son. You're like the #1 our son fan. What's new with Flyover? Still making stuff. We're making tunes. It just, the thing with collaborations is obviously they take a good time to have everyone fully satisfied with it, which is why there hasn't been a release properly this year. But we've got tunes, my friend. We've got tunes. But I am going to put out my album probably before a big Flyover release. Maybe. Depends how much time I have to go through and perfect the album. Which I'm really looking forward to making it. It's kind of, it's a bit, it ties into Brony Community in a weird way. It's like insecurity about content creation and yeah, finding time. That's a big theme. Do you collab in person or over the internet? For the most time, over the internet, but we have worked together in person in studios, which has been a lot of fun. but sometimes doesn't always gel when you're in person. You can kind of get a bit like get a weird feeling. I don't know. Sometimes the vibe's not right in real life, whereas online you can kind of step away from it a bit easier. Has You seem to have awesome taste in music. Any recommendations, artists, songs? Thank you. We had this question earlier, but yeah, Kendrick's album was good. I liked it. Kendrick Lamar. I'm thinking of new music. Let me think. I'm really liking the stuff that Calvin Harris is putting out in terms of mainstream stuff, just because it's got some funk soul sort of stuff going on, which I like. Main thing at the moment I'm listening to is 80s ballads and 80s pop. I have a Spotify playlist that I'll tweet about it afterwards, I guess, or I'll put it in the description.
Alex, I know who you like.
Who?
Katy Perry.
I love Katy Perry.
Don't you love Bon Appetit?
Bon Appetit. I knew you were going to say that. Not a fan of Katy Perry.
Bon Appetit, baby.
Brr. I love Kanye West. That's no surprise to anyone who knows me. And I will defend him for some reason. But in terms of inspirations for my sort of music, flyover obvious inspirations: Passion Pit, Owl City, MGMT, and Porter Robinson. Let's see. Sorry, there's like lots of questions and there's not a lot and then there's lots. Has your son expressed any aspirations for the future yet? You really are the number one our son fan. Has he expressed any aspirations for the future?
What? Shadow?
Yeah.
What do you think? He wants to go fast.
You heard it here first. He wants to go fast.
I wanted to think something funny. And
It's okay.
ah!
Movies you've seen recently? Oh wow, I haven't seen. I've got all my movie tickets up here. Last movie I saw in the theater was Beauty and the Beast, which I thought was okay. Before that, I saw Kong Skull Island, which was funny. Don't know if it was meant to be funny. Before that, I saw... What is that? Oh, the Lego Batman movie. That was fun. I enjoyed that. And La La Land, enjoyed that. Moana, really enjoyed that. Storks, enjoyed that. And a few other movies, which I can't read from here. Kubo was good. But then again, I don't go to the cinema that often. I'm looking forward to Cars 3, which maybe some people aren't, but I'm really looking forward to it. Portable Robinson's Fruit Squash. Man, I've never met anyone else who knows about MGMT. Really? Wow. MGMT is great. Do you watch any of Nick Robinson's content? Absolutely. I love Nick Robinson's content. I think it is hilarious. I love Cool Games Inc. I love Carboys. I love the McElroy content as well, but that's going down a different rabbit hole. I could recommend stuff for ages.
What's the lesson? What does it take away? Don't miss his memory when he's gonna prick away. Oh!
Good picks for animated flicks. That rhymed. Yeah. But you're talking to a guy who likes The Good Dinosaur, and lots of people don't like that film, so maybe my recommendations for films. Best Kanye moment was when he said George Bush doesn't care about black people. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That's my favourite moment.
Yeah, Anna really likes that. I like my favourite Kanye moment.
I love Mike Myers.
Oh yeah, he just like looking like, what are you doing? My favourite Kanye West moment is when he's walking through the airport and he's wearing this big long trench coat, and a tabloid reporter, like paparazzi, comes over and is like, Are you thinking of getting into the fashion industry, and is Kim going to be your muse? And then he goes, am I getting into the fashion industry? Do you see this coat? And it's great.
That was a perfect video and link it in
Oh
the
yeah, you
chat.
should do.
Because you guys, that was literally a perfect recreation.
I think it's because I've seen the video too many times. It's okay. Yeah, no, I understand that. I think I connect with The Good Dinosaur on like a level of this is the kind of movie I'd want to make.
You should get Arlo.
We should do, but then I have to stand up again. Okay, I'm gonna stand up, and yeah, the animation is really good, but I do like the story. The animation in that film is awesome. Are you voting for Kanye when he runs for president? I'm not American, so I can't.
But would you?
Probably not. One sec.
I don't think he will run for president.
I don't even know why I got earphones in, to be honest, because I'm not listening to anything. I'm gonna stop wearing earphones.
I'm posting it in the.
Cool. Here's Arlo. Here's our other son.
You have too many sons.
Yeah.
My vagina. No. I'm not gonna make that joke.
It looks good against this purple background. Actually, I feel a bit more confident with the headphones in for some reason. And I loved it because you can like bend his neck.
Ah!
I got him in America. He was in like a sale bin, but I saw him, I was like, oh, I want that. It's huge. He's got the greatest face. There you go. Can't even see that. Alright, back to questions. Let's see.
Hold on.
The Brony thing isn't my thing. That's fine. No, I understand. I know I've got plenty of fans who aren't into the Brony thing, which is why part of the reason I'm kind of having a defined ending. Good lord. She's wearing it on her head, everyone. Screenshots ready? There you go. That video was great. I don't know which video you're on about. Sorry, I'm kind of losing track. All right. If 2020 is a race between Donald Trump and Kanye West, I will actually vote Remy. No, Kanye is not. He said he was running at 2020, but he's saying 2024 now. And I'm skeptical that he even will like run at all. Is she going to be buried in plushies by the end of this? I hope not. I mean, we don't have that. We do have a lot.
Get mine from downstairs too.
Are you actually comfortable like that?
I've got good balance.
You have. You're balancing both Arlo and Shadow. Enjoy your new couch.
Quite funny when I turn my head.
Anyway, yeah. Feel free to send some more questions, guys. I'm probably going to wrap it up in the next 20 minutes. Just because we've been on here a while. This has been fun. So, but yeah, any sort of questions you got, like, to do with Brony Community would be, you know, relevant, but any sort of questions at all, I'm happy to answer. A bit of fun. I think what else has been happening? Oh yeah, I kind of want to see the Captain Underpants movie. That looks pretty cool. Would you like to go see the Captain Underpants movie? Cool. Maybe we'll go see that. How bad was sleeping last night? Lol. I was okay because they were in the living room and my room's on the 3rd floor. Election stuff, for those not wondering. Oh, those that don't know. What would you do if a puppet asked if you wanted to play a game? I'd be like, where can I get a sweet puppet? I've always wanted a puppet. I actually really like the idea of making like puppet content. It seems like really silly and fun. Maybe one day. I stayed at a house recently where the guy had one of the guys living there had one of those custom Muppets you can get from New York. And that was really cool to see. I'd never seen one of those in real life. And I was like, oh man, I want my own Muppet. I had this idea to do a music video for Daft Punk's Touch with Paul Williams. No, Paul. Oh, what's his name? The guy who does all the music for Muppets, basically, and have him make it like a custom Muppet of him for that music video, and that was going to be a lot of fun, but never came around. That's the closest thing I'm going to answer from a puppet-related question. Have you picked up Payday 2 on Steam yet? It's 100% free. I think I already have Payday 2, but if I don't, then that's a good call, and I will fire up the PC afterwards. Man, this is an okay cookie. On the topic of music, do you use a streaming service, and if yes, which one? I use 2 streaming services because I'm picky. I think Spotify has the best music discovery system of any streaming service. It's so easy to wang on a playlist. I always say, oh, I'm going to wang on a playlist, and type in, find a playlist that's curated or made by someone else, and you wang it on. It's great. But Spotify doesn't always have the best selection, and also, when I want to listen to an album, for some reason, I'm still drawn into the whole iTunes, Apple Music thing. So I use both. I have educational discounts on both. So I'm paying £5 each a month, which some people might be like, oh, you're paying a lot for that. But I like the whole Apple Music thing of it has all my music, including all the stuff I've ripped and downloaded elsewhere in the cloud, where I can listen to it without downloading it. It's really handy. And also, when a new album comes out, I usually grab it on Apple Music. I think the experience of playing music on my phone is a little bit better on Apple Music, whereas on the computer, I don't like iTunes that much. So there you go. I use both, and yeah. All right, we're kind of slowing down with questions here, which is fine, because it's it's coming to that time. But I will carry on for a few more minutes. I'm trying to think if there's any other talking points I have about Brony Community, because I don't know if I've talked enough. Like, I'm worried I'm gonna end the stream and be like, oh shit, I should have talked about more. Oh yeah, I still buy CDs for albums I really want. I buy vinyls as well for albums which I really love. They have a nice collection of vinyl records down there. What else? Yeah, I think I'll do a quick overview. So what can you expect going into this episode, part 6? I don't want you to think that this is going to be a huge ending. Like I said at the start, I want it to be a part, and the parts all mean something quite big. And, but obviously I want it to have substance. There is going to be substance. And also I've said before, it's all going to be developed by me, pretty much. On a personal level, it's what I wanted to do. It's what I think needs to be done. And yeah. I'm saying I kind of want to get you guys' hopes up, but at the same time not leave your expectations too high. And I just hope you guys appreciate what there is for, what it is for what it is, and not. I don't want people coming out of seeing it like, oh, there was missed opportunities, because at the end of the day, it's what I'm going to put up is a self-fulfilled thing. So yeah. Thanks for the offer, Matt, but I'm probably going to chill out after. Just because it's a bit late here, and I get burnt out quite easily with streams. But thank you. Apologies. See you later, Wacko. I swear there's stuff that I'm thinking of. Seriously, now's the best time to ask for questions before the end. To do with my upcoming cartoon, the Brony Community Part 6. If you guys are done, then cool. Then we're fine. But I don't want people to... If people have questions beforehand, because it's nice to... Damn, this thing is still here. I can log off if you want. I want to give people the opportunity to ask before I put something out, because I want this to be a very honest and upfront thing. So yeah.
Sing us a song, Mr. Piano Man.
Do you have any questions, Anna?
I don't know what's been asked.
You can ask it, and I can say.
Why 6?
Why 6?
Why 6?
As in, why 6 to be the total amount? Because it's like Star Wars, innit? No. I wanted to... Originally, I did want it to be 5. But I didn't feel like part 5 had enough closure in it for me. Which is what sparked the idea of like, okay, if I do it myself, then I can offer a bit more closure. And yeah. I think any more than 6 would be a bit weird. And yeah. If it was just 3, I was originally going for a trilogy, which was optimistic. Last question for me. What part do you think was the best made in your opinion? Whether it was the funniest or you feel it was the best made? Because I said before that I really liked the second part, just because it springboarded me quite, I get a good feeling from that. But I don't really go back and watch them that often, so it's hard to say. I'm really enjoying the one I'm making right now, though. That's getting some laughs out of me. But then, like, my housemates will quote, like, something from one of the episodes, and it'll just make me laugh because of how stupid it is. So I'm going to say 2, but I'm happy with all of them. Is he is leaving the Brony Community, right? I'm not leaving the community. I'm stopping making the Brony Community series of videos after this one. And I will be making pony videos after that. Yeah, there's no stopping of Brony content necessarily. It's just that particular series needs to come to an end. So that's what's happening. For if you whether that's a good or a bad thing for you. But I've given my reasons. In 20 years' time, the Brony Community Part 7, The Bronx Awaken. I like that. Yeah, I'm not likely to come back to the series. I really like the way that Donald Glover has a defined ending to things. I mean, very recently he came out and said that the next Childish Gambino album is going to be the last Childish Gambino album. And I really like closure. It's something which I really want. So no matter how weird and cringy and like why is he doing this? So that kind of attitude, I am gonna finish my series, the Brony Community, about bronies, and I am gonna try and finish my series about My Little Pony, the Everybody Hates Ponies series. Because yeah. I think that's everything that I can think of right now. Have you got anything to say to the audience?
Hey, Mom.
There you go. Cool. Well, in that regard, if no one has any more... What?
Oh, wait.
What?
Don't let your dreams be dreams,
There you go.
guys. If you want anything in life, you can do everything you want to do. Well, I say that everything reasonable and not gonna harm anyone else.
This is true.
Do that. Don't hold yourself back. Late night wisdom with Anna.
There you go. Yeah, I guess I'll leave on something that I am gonna touch on in the video, and that is, don't undervalue what you make. It's actually funny that I know it was a joke while you're mentioning, but yeah, don't undervalue what you make, because I've done that a lot, and I know that I can spend like months and months and months working on a video to maybe like the next the next day even feel like, oh, this isn't good. Like, this isn't good anymore. And even before I release a video, thinking this isn't good, and even if you don't get enjoyment or laughter out of something you put out after you put it out, maybe try and remember where that feeling came from, because sometimes it can inspire something new and make you remember why you why you started it in the first place. And yeah, I think that's all I really have to say. So look out for Brony Community Part 6, I almost said 7, Part 6 on June 17th. By the way, if anyone noticed, the teaser came out on the 6th of the 6th at 6 p.m, which I thought was quite fun. That was all that cryptic 666 poster that kept going up and down online was about. And then, 17th of June, so 6/17 or 17/6/17, the whole 6 thing. So yeah, stick around for that. Stick around for Brony Community Part 6, subtitle Career Suicide. And I hope you guys get a kick out of that. So I'm going to say my goodbyes. Thank you for coming to the stream. I'll probably leave an unlisted link to this. Unless I regret, which I probably will. But yeah, keep making stuff. Keep your creative juices flowing. And brush your teeth, for God's sake. I'll see you guys very soon. I should do more of this sort of stuff, but it takes a lot of courage for me to want to show my face and talk to people for this amount of time.
You have a lovely face.
Yeah, and I'm nearly at 10. Might as well. Alright. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye bye. Thanks for coming. Really appreciate it. I don't know when to end this because I'm worried it's going to cut off what I said at the end. I'll wait till people say bye in the chat. Ugh.
It doesn't stop immediately, it does catch up.
Cool.
Don't worry.
You've got a cool voice, Alex. Don't be worried about yourself. Oh, thank you. It's very kind. Oh yeah, I should post that playlist I was on about. I mean, you can use the if you find this playlist, and then you can find my account from there, and then there'll be other stuff on there. Copy link. There you go. So there's my Spotify playlist thing. And yeah, I'll see you guys later.